Hey guys, welcome back. Today's video I'm going to be filming a little Q&A. I asked you guys yesterday over on my community tab page to send over some questions so I could answer them in today's video. It's been a while since my last Q&A, so I thought it was about time to do another one. I want you guys to get to know me a little bit better because I feel like my recent uploads have been a lot of like palette reviews, and although I love filming those and creating them, it can get a little bit repetitive, and I just want you guys to get to know me a little bit better. So I have my tubby mug today, not my BTS one but my tubby one. We have Cookie sleeping up on his tree. So let's just go ahead and jump straight into the Q&A. So the first question is, who is your ultimate bias? This is regarding K-pop, so if you guys don't listen to K-pop or whatnot, then you guys probably will have no idea who I'm talking about. But I pretty much only stan a couple of groups. So the groups that I really love, I just keep it to 4, and I think that's the max that I want to keep because K-pop is just a lot to keep up with, and like just standing BTS alone is a lot of work. And once I get invested, I get really invested, and if I know that, I just try to like limit myself. 2 boy groups and 2 girl groups. The 2 boy groups is obviously BTS and GOT7 that I've mentioned many times before, and the girl groups is Blackpink and Mamamoo. Bias in BTS would have to be Jungkook and Jin. Don't make me choose, okay? I have my reasoning. Bias in GOT7 is JB. Bias in Mamamoo is Sola, and bias in Blackpink is Lisa. Next question is, what do you find the hardest when buying cruelty-free? Do you have any recommendations for documentaries about the subject? What are cruelty-free makeup / skincare brands are your favorite? I think Korean brands or like Asian brands, they typically don't have a lot of information if it is cruelty-free or not. Typically it doesn't say on the product if it is, just with like Asian brands. And I think when you're buying every single brand that you buy, you have to go on Google and type in, is this brand cruelty-free? So it's like you can't just buy something because you want it. You have to do research before buying, so it's a little bit more time consuming, and you always gotta think. And honestly, sometimes like I completely forget and I don't check, and then luckily sometimes it is cruelty free and sometimes it isn't. So I think that might be the hardest thing when buying, is definitely like Asian product. As for documentaries, I actually haven't seen any. I know a lot of people that turn cruelty free watch those documentaries and they're like just scarred by it, that they go cruelty free, but I cannot bring myself to watch them. I know it's helpful to, and it will really give you that motivation to, but I just can't handle that stuff. Like thinking about it, like I'm like I already want to cry. So I don't know any. If you guys know any, you can leave them down below for everyone else to see. That would be great, but I just haven't actually seen any. And what cruelty-free makeup / skincare brands are your favorite? Makeup, I would say obviously Colourpop. I think they're super affordable, great high quality products. You pretty much can do a full face of Colourpop now. Hourglass, Urban Decay, Anastasia, just like all the brands that you see on my channel pretty much are my favorite. Skincare I just dabble in. I wouldn't say like I have like an ultimate favorite, but I think Drunk Elephant is really good. Skincare I'm not like too well invested in. I'm still dabbling in it. Next question, what do you use to edit your videos? What is your best advice for someone who wants to start YouTube? If you had the chance, would you ever be a full-time YouTuber? I use Final Cut Pro to edit my videos. When I first started, I just used iMovie that comes free with your MacBook or Apple computer. Best advice for someone that wants to start, I think just start. I actually get asked a lot about my advice to people, like people that's in my circle, like in my personal life. They have came and asked me for advice, and a lot of the times people just don't end up doing it because they're scared, or if they do it, they stop because they don't see the results instantly. And YouTube is not an overnight thing for a lot of people, maybe for some people, but for a lot of people it isn't. I've been doing YouTube for like I think 5 to 6 years now, and I'm still under 100k, but I've been consistent. I've been persistent about it, and if I had the chance to be a full-time YouTuber, of course I would be. That's like my goal, that's my dream. Like I would love to do this full-time. I enjoy it so much. Next question, what got you into Colourpop? The first collection that started my whole Colourpop review series on my channel was the Alexis Ren collection a couple years back. I think it might have been 2016. I tried that bronzer and it was the best bronzer that I've ever used. When I did that that review, I love the products, and the video did actually quite well at the time for my channel. So I was like, okay, let me try something else, and they released more things. You guys loved it, and then a lot of you guys know me for Colourpop, and I haven't turned back since. What is your favorite / least favorite part of being a YouTuber? Favorite part would definitely have to be like more of the creative side. This is definitely like a creative outlet. I'm glad that I found something that I enjoy that could possibly turn into a career. I know a lot of people struggle having this creative side to them and enjoying their job, you know what I mean? And I love filming and then going to editing and then uploading and just having this piece of work that you put a lot of time into for everyone to see. I love that. Least favorite part, maybe work-life balance. That's a little bit hard to maintain. I don't know, that's putting me on the spot there a little bit. But next question is, did you go to college? If so, what major? I did go to uni, but it wasn't for like a bachelor's degree. I went for a certificate, and that was in hospitality, and I got it. I can go to uni right now and carry on and get my bachelor's, but I'm not going to. Next question, could you talk about your preference of clothing and style, please? So definitely as I've grown older, my style and clothing preference has changed a lot. When I was a lot younger, I would wear a lot more like revealing stuff and like short shorts that were like up to my butt. It was very, I don't know, very like Kiwi like. That's what a lot of people wear in New Zealand. It's like very revealing, which is nothing wrong with that, but I've always felt uncomfortable wearing that, but I just felt like I had to because that's what everybody was wearing. But what really opened my eyes is the first time I went to Japan. A lot of the girls there, their style is so classy, sophisticated, but it was still fashionable. It was very modest. And when I came back from that trip, I was like, I don't need to wear all these short shorts to be fashionable. So a lot of my style right now is, I would say, like a lot of oversized stuff. It's very girly, but then I also have like a very edgy side. Whatever I feel comfortable in and what I think looks cute, then I'm gonna wear it. But I guess generally you could say my style is like very grammar and girly. Okay, this next question is a really good one. It says, your YouTube channel grew significantly only during last year or so. All the time before growth was relatively slow, but your videos were always of a good quality, so it is obvious how hard you have been working on them. So how did you cope with the situation that your hard work didn't bring you the results you wanted? What did make you keep going? This comment just like hits my soul, to be honest, and I'm still coping with it, to be honest. I think not just I, but a lot of people put a lot of work into their content, and sometimes you just don't get the results you want, and it is really frustrating. It's really sad. I've cried over this problem situation many times before. I just tell myself, like, you know, the end result will be worth it. And when you guys comment on my videos and tell me how much this video has helped you and stuff like that, that really helps me. Like, although it's not getting the reach that I want, when you guys comment on my videos, that's really reassuring to me. Like, oh, this video is actually helping someone and I'm doing something, you know. And if it's gonna help this person, why isn't it gonna help this other person? Maybe like 2 years ago, I was very bitter about this situation and this topic. When I would see like small content creators, like smaller than me at the time, or if we were on the same level, they would just like blow up. But I would be like, you know, they're not consistent with their channel. Like, how can they blow up? I've been uploading every single week consistently ever since I started my channel. Why is this not happening to me? Why are they blowing up and not me? And like, I would just be comparing, and I'll just be like bitter about it. I'm glad that it worked out like this, because I think if I was to blow up at that time, I don't think I would have been ready for it. With that bitterness thinking, and if God just like blew me up at that time, like, I don't think I would have turned out to be a good person, you know what I mean? I think it might have got into my head, and I think the steady growth, it really humbles you. It makes you work really hard. I think it's fun that it's going like this, because my channel is so small that I am really building a relationship with you guys, and I think a lot of people that blow up overnight don't get that relationship with their subscribers or followers, because there's just too many followers at that point, you know what I mean? Some of you guys have been with me for a very long time, and I know your profile picture and your icon name. Like, I remember there's like a handful of you guys. I'm glad that it worked out like this. Obviously, financially wise, it's not that great. It is very hard, because I did give up a lot to pursue this, and maybe one day I'll share my story and what I did to pursue this and whatnot. It's just a little bit of a sensitive topic because I think a lot of people would think I'm dumb, but yeah, you know, some days you feel more confident about it and you're so sure of yourself, like this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and then some days you're just like, I might have just messed up my entire life. But you know what, like God has a plan for me, so I'm just gonna take it day by day, upload by upload, week by week, and just see how it goes. I mean, we're almost at 100k and that's been a goal of mine for a very long time. So yeah, did I even answer the question? What was the question? So how did I cope with it? I don't really cope with it because I'm still trying to like cope with it, but I think your comments really help me, and also Harry helps me a lot behind the scenes as well with words of encouragement. He really believes in me, so I thank you guys and Harry, who is my boyfriend. But another question relating to YouTube is, what's the hardest part about being on YouTube? For me personally, like as of right now, I would say like emails and like the whole business side to YouTube. Without getting too deep in it, I wasn't getting paid properly from like my AdSense, and that was like a dumb move of me. It's just like YouTube is such an unknown world that there's no like textbook guide, or you can't go to university for this. It's very different. I didn't take business either. You know, replying to emails and just understanding like YouTube, because now there's a lot of like strict laws that you have to follow as well, and like I don't want to get in trouble with the laws, so I think just the business side of YouTube. So I would say that definitely the hardest thing, because I do everything myself. Like I know a lot of people have like managers or accountants to handle that side for them. What is it like taking care of cats? Is it a lot of work? What do you enjoy in regards of being with them? Actually not that hard at all. They're very independent. Literally the only like chores that I do in my day-to-day life to take care of them is clean their litter and give them food. There's nothing much that you really need to do. You don't need to shower them. I mean, some people do, but me and Harry believe that you don't need to because they clean themselves. You don't need to take them on walks. And in regards of being with them, I just enjoy having their presence. They're literally so sweet. I don't know, when I look at them, they're just so pure and wholesome, you know, like what wrong have they done to the world? You just kind of want to give your whole life to them because they have not sinned. I mean, like Rocky can be a little bit greedy and stuff, but like, you know, they're just pure being. Another question relating to cats is, what is your favorite thing and least favorite thing about owning cats? Definitely my favorite thing is just coming home. They make home feel like home. I feel like if you live alone, or if you just live with you and your boyfriend and you just come home, they're waiting for you, you know, like they're waiting for you to come home, and that feeling is just so wholesome. It makes me want to cry. I think that's my favorite thing, is just like knowing that someone is waiting for you at home and they love you back as well. Least favorite thing about having cats is just when they wander off, because we had an incident last week with Rocky. She was gone for like about 4 days, and then she returned like nothing happened. And they're just very curious cats, and they're very independent, that sometimes they wander off a little bit too much, and it makes you worry. And I guess least favorite thing is like, they're not like dogs. You can't take them out. When me and Harry went on a picnic last year, like we wish we could have just taken all 3 cats out, but you can't do that. I mean, some cats you can, but our cats you can't. So I think there are some qualities in dogs that I like that I wish cats had, like just taking them everywhere. They're a little bit more cuddly. Like I love how they're independent. It's a lot easier to take care of them, but sometimes you just want to cuddle with them on the couch, and that only happens very rarely. The next question is a little bit more deep. I feel like I want to stop talking about myself for a little bit. This one says, what advice would you have for someone who is too afraid of failing? I'm assuming they're saying like they're too afraid of failing, so it's stopping them of doing that certain thing. Just know that everybody fails, like everyone, so you don't have to be so afraid of it. And maybe ask yourself, like, why are you so afraid? You don't know if you're gonna fail until you try it, right? So I think just give it a go. If you fail, you move on, you try something else. Depending on what it is, to a certain degree, it could be something very big and life-changing, or something very small. When you're on your like deathbed, you don't want to like be there and like regret, why didn't I try this? Because you risk it to fail. I think, you know, life is really too short. Just give it a go. If you fail, you fail, and it is what it is. it's like you're not the only person failing at things. Like, trust me, okay? You can take me as an example. I've failed probably at everything, okay? I'm not talking myself down on anything, but it's just, it is what it is. Like, everybody fails, so you don't have to feel like, you don't have to be so afraid of it. Just take that leap of courage, you know? It could be the best thing that you've ever done. You'll be so thankful that you took that chance. Oh, this question is good. How far do you go with cruelty-free? The brand is completely cruelty-free, selling in China. Selling in China when it's only required by the law. Does the parent company matter? I think everybody's journey is different, and I don't think we should really nitpick on people's choices and what they choose to do. I think as long as you're trying, it's making a difference, and I think that's the problem right now. I feel like if you don't do it to like 100%, people are gonna be like, no, you're doing it wrong. But I'm like, dude, they're trying. Like, give them a break, bro. Are you trying? But for me, I know when I first went cruelty free, I was young. I was 19, and I guess my research was just like mumble jumble. But I know in the beginning I got it mixed up. Like, when they said when it's only required by the law, that's when they only test on animals. So I would still use brands like that. But as you know, time goes on and I get a little bit older and a little bit more wiser, not really. I personally feel like when they are saying it's required by the law, they test on animals, because it's always required by the law in China to sell in China. So if they are owned by a parent company that isn't cruelty free, I still think that brand under that parent company is still cruelty free, because I think that brand, it's that brand, you know? If that parent company is selling in China, like Estee Lauder, I think Estee Lauder and then like Too Faced, for example, like Too Faced itself does not sell in China, so they're cruelty free, but Estee Lauder does sell in China. So I don't buy from Estee Lauder, but I'll buy from Too Faced. You could be different. I think there's always different levels. As long as you're trying, you know, like, I think that's a good step to start off with. A lot of you guys are asking me if I'm going to any of the BTS concerts, and I am not, sadly, because none of their tour dates are like around me. They're not like in Oceania. If I was going to a concert, I would have to fly, and just in the position I am in now, that's not really in my financial income to fly for a concert. I really want to go, and if you guys are going, just send me photos, send me videos. But if they do have like a concert in Australia, I would go. But right now, I think with the virus that's going around, everything is up in the air. I think every single concert is up in the air. You just don't know what's gonna happen, to be honest. Like, day by day, it's getting worse and worse. So I hope you guys are staying safe. The day I'm filming this right now, we have like 5 cases, but by the time I upload, New Zealand might have like more than 5. So it's scary, to be honest. How do you balance work life, YouTube, and personal life? Sometimes I feel like I'm being pulled by a river rather than taking control. I feel you on that. Right now it's a little bit easier for me, just because right now I'm only dealing with YouTube and personal life. I don't have like an extra work, but I did, like, for the past how many years of my life, this is the only time that I've had this kind of break. Being organized really helps, like having a planner, like designating a time for your friends and YouTube and for life, like just planning out your day and planning a time for you to relax as well. I think it comes down to prioritizing and planning out your day. I think if you have a planned out day, you can get a lot more done and you'll have more time for yourself at the end of the day. So what do you define yourself as, like ethnicity wise? What do people assume you are? Do you get offended? Where are you from / where were you born versus where your parents are from and where they were born? So I define myself as Chinese Cambodian because my mom is Chinese, my dad is Cambodian. My top assumption would have to be Malaysian and then Filipino or Vietnamese, and I think it's because I'm a little bit more tanned, and I don't get offended at all. I actually think it's quite flattering. I think it's quite fun to like get people to guess. Like when people ask me what I am, I always ask back like, oh, guess what I am, because nobody ever gets it right. Yeah, I think it's fun. I don't get offended at all. I don't think there's anything to be offended. But I was born in New Zealand, so I don't know, like I call myself a Kiwi because I was born here. You guys tell me I have an accent as well, which I can't really hear. But my mom was born in China and my dad was born in Cambodia, but I think my dad is actually half Cambodian Chinese as well, so I think I'm a little bit more Chinese than Cambodian. I don't speak Cambodian at all. I don't understand it. It's literal gibberish to me. Like, I don't understand. As for Chinese, I speak Did you. I don't speak it well, but that's what I speak to my mom, and I can understand a little bit of like Mandarin, but I can't speak Mandarin. Alright you guys, so I'm just going to wrap up this video now. I feel like this video has just been all over the place. I'm not a good person to really like think on the spot when I'm being asked such like deep questions, and I know the lighting was just like all over the place, so hopefully this video was bearable to watch, and hopefully you guys learned something new about me in this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you guys, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!